there's all the sounds of violent tearing meat and screaming, and then when Polly comes back, she's just coated in gore, her belly is bloated, and she's dragging a human leg by the ankle.
Yay! Howdy, finally senior citizen here, and I'm ready to collect some skulls.
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day in which, oh boy, I ate some sour candy last night. Sour candy is, we detect the taste of sour because we detect the taste of protons. The actual taste of protons tastes sour to us. Free protons like that are in acid. So they make candy very acidic, it takes sour. I burned the top of my mouth very badly eating sour candies last night. It's a hazard, it happens, it's a danger. I have seen people with bleeding tongues after eating sour candy. So, not personally, pictures online, stuff like that. Anyway, though, hey, front-loading of videos. If you could toss me a like if you like what you hear and see, that'd be cool. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't and you like what you hear and see, that'd be awesome. And hey, if you could leave me a comment, that would be double plus good. And I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people are literally beautiful and literally awesome, helping to keep me and my pets alive. Little Ghost was running all around last night. I haven't seen him much this morning, so he's okay though. And my pets, while they can't speak English, they do appreciate your help, and I appreciate it as well. So thumbs up and thank you. If you'd like to help me out and become a patron, there are links in the video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there are links to a PayPal. If you'd like to help me out without sending any money at all, there's an Amazon wishlist link. Thumbs up for that, and front loading of videos over. Yay! It's supposed to be a real scorcher today, up into the 90s again. So before noon, once more, I'm going to be shutting down the windows and just circulating the inside air. Yay! Life is life, though. Life is life. We live on the globe that we live on. Past that, haven't been doing much. I am having difficulties processing things right now because the whole situation here in the house and such is to the point that my housemates want to be out of here before October 1st. So they are actively looking for new places to live. And one of the housemates is actively searching for a job, which means I don't even know how to move. I don't have any way to move my stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen. I am up here. They are doing a lot of stuff right now where they're spending most of the day not here. The situation is becoming just untenable. So, joy. I don't handle change well, especially when I don't have any money. So I'm going to have to be using the chat thing to try and talk to the Veterans Administration homeless people, not the homeless people, but people who help those who are homeless or in threat of becoming homeless. So, joy. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, I've been finding it difficult to do much of anything. The pressures of everything that are happening, because there's a lot of pressure from life on me, and there's even more with everything that's going on. But even at that, I mean, I finished doing a lot more here. I got the floors vacuumed. I did a whole bunch of stuff. So I've been doing things as best I can. It's just I'm also being crushed underneath the weight of everything. So, yay. Now, I have been trying to minimize, and I'm going to talk about this one, by getting rid of just stuff. If you don't use stuff, why keep stuff? Stuff is unimportant. It doesn't mean anything. Stuff just, if you collect something and it's something that you're proud of, and you're showing it with pride in your home, as soon as you're gone, your family and friends are either going to just throw it out, sell it, or break it apart and give the pieces to people. all of your stuff that you took so much care of is just going to be either dumped or given away. It's either going to go in the trash, or it's going to go into somebody else's trash, or it's going to become just part of their knickknacks. It doesn't matter. Stuff doesn't matter. Emotionally, if it brings you pleasure, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But putting your self-worth into stuff, of course, is pointless. I have been trying to minimize, trying to get rid of stuff, but at the same time, when I said the having things that bring you pleasure, I do like having these older console games here. I like owning them. They bring me pleasure. There's positive, pleasurable nostalgia with a lot of these titles. And they were fun. The graphics were horrible, but they're serviceable. And that's awesome right there. So they're livable as long as you're willing to work with them. A lot of the gameplay is they were trying to figure stuff out, so it's hard to play sometimes. But they were inventive back then. Even when they were copying each other, they were still throwing new stuff into the mix. Everyone was throwing things at the wall to see what would stick instead of just lowest common denominator, what will make us the most money. So yeah, I'm glad to have these out, and I still think of them positively, and when I can push through things like my executive dysfunction, I do like to play them. They are fun. I do play a lot of comfort food video games. Excuse me, belch. Went and drank some soda beforehand, so now of course the gas wants to escape my body. Yay. So past that, I also wanted to mention spider report, because when I was just down in the bathroom before coming up here, my eyes are terrible. I am short-sighted, nearsighted in this eye, far-sighted in this eye. I can only see things clearly with my left eye, like right here or closer, and now with my astigmatism, I can't even do that. This eye, I can only see things far away. So stuff like my monitor, it's really kind of hard to read and see because it's not close enough for the one eye, too far away for the other eye, and the astigmatism makes everything fuzzy. At the same time, it's amazing how our brains work. Because my eyes here, like, I'm 5'11"-ish, and so that means my eyes are like 5'5" off the ground, and I can barely see a thing because everything's fuzzy. But down in the corner, I see just this little bit of movement, and when I get closer, it is a tiny little pinhead-bodied spider with little, the long gangly legs, and then it was walking around this big bug it had caught. I could barely see a thing, but even that tiny little pinhead-sized bug at that distance was enough for my brain to go, hey, check this out. We are amazing machines. It is cool. But yeah, I actually felt really happy for the spider there. I got down low to look, and it was like, oh, look at you. You caught something big. Yay. Felt so proud for him. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Past that, I just went walkies, and that's okay. Things are still bad up at Walmart. The other day it must have been just a huge crash, because even yesterday when I went up there, they only had 2 registers in the entire store that were open. I do the walk for my health, not necessarily to go to Walmart, so I just turned around and left. No issues, no problems. I walk for the exercise. I walk because Walmart is 6 miles away. If Walmart wasn't there, I'd still walk that distance. So that's not an issue. I just turned around and walked back home. Stopped at Safeway because I would have stopped there anyway after making the 6-mile trip if Walmart hadn't been there. So that was no issues at all. And I got some sodas and some food to eat, and burned the roof of my mouth with acid. So thumbs up for that. Past that, well, there is something else that I do want to talk about. There was a short video by, Hank Green, I think his name is. He's one of the vlog brothers online. But he was talking about books. I sometimes say I want to write a book just so I can say that I've made it. And then, I've been on the shelves, made a name. But that doesn't really mean anything, especially in the digital age. Do you know, as he was saying, do you know how many books live in memory past being published? Very few. Human beings, we live to 100 pretty rarely. Books are even rarer. I mean, it is, once you're in print, that doesn't mean a thing. One of the things that I think of and like to bring up to myself is back when I was young and I was going to the public library, like before I was 12 years old or 14 or something like that, there were lots of books, science fiction stuff. There was one anthologist, a guy who just collected stories to make books of short story collections. Very influential editor of the silver age of science fiction. If he hadn't been working and doing that stuff, the face of science fiction would be completely different from what it is right now. He was huge. I devoured his anthology books. Have you ever heard of the name Groff Conklin? That's who the guy was. He died in 1968. Who knows his name? Unless you're someone my age who grew up reading his anthologies. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're actually going to be remembered. Create because you enjoy creating, not because you want to leave a legacy. Those people that leave a legacy are so rare. They are more than 1 in a million. And especially now in the digital age, where all they have to do is turn off servers and things vanish as if they never existed. Create for your own pleasure. Don't create to leave a legacy. And of course, I've also been working on my cryptid setting. I mentioned yesterday about the flower cryptid and how things are changing sociologically and culturally for the cryptids, just as we had to deal with sociological and cultural change. I like to think of this one character, the one flower cryptid that I've become somewhat enamored with. I've decided that her name would be Polly. Because cryptids use, I figure, it would be just whatever sounds nice, something simple and easy, or some form of human type name, something that may sound human, or just a human name that was heard and liked, because they still live around us even if they don't want to be us. And even the positive cryptids aren't always positive. I figure at one point when Polly's parents are talking to her about, why do you want to be human? We don't want to be human, Dad. Where they talk about how their mother and father met. They had met when her mother had been sitting on a corner, some just normal human pedestrian hit and killed by a car, and so not wanting to just leave good meat go to waste, Polly's mother started eating the corpse. Polly's father came across that, saw her eating the corpse, thought she looked like somebody that was worth getting to talk to, asked if he could join her. They ate the corpse together and became a couple after that. It's only later on, of course, after the talk, where Polly's mother says, "Don't tell your father, but I didn't just see him get hit by a car. I was hungry, so I pushed him off the corner into the way of the car, and it hit him and killed him, so I started eating him." And of course, Polly's father says, "Don't tell your mother, but I saw her push this guy off the corner, and I knew that she was somebody that I wanted to know more about." So yeah, even positive cryptids aren't always positive cryptids. Working within your nature is one thing, but... And of course, trying to remember more about what here I was talking about, with the advent of cell phones and all this, and the youth getting hold of all this new modern technology and able to charge things up and then use them, they're becoming more aware of things and trying to be more socially aware within the cryptid population. So more of the positive cryptids are trying to put out a hand to the negative cryptids, and a lot of the negative cryptid youth are putting out a hand to the positive cryptid youth, which is why Polly's boyfriend is one of the negative cryptids. It's not a bad thing. They're both in love as best they can, and they're not human, they're cryptids. So as much as they try to adopt human stuff, they are cryptids. So boyfriend and girlfriend also means that even at a moderately young age, they are stooping like rabbits. And of course, the parents know about all this and they don't care. That's fine. They're adults. Let them do what they want to do. But the boyfriend is decided to take on as much of the modern technology stuff to the point that he owns and maintains a motorcycle and tries to take on a human look of like James Dean, the 1950s bad boys type with jeans, white t-shirts, leather jackets, pompadour type hair. He doesn't have to eat human beings, but he still does a couple times a year. And Polly, well, yeah, she hangs out with him and they do stuff together, and occasionally she will knife someone to death so that her boyfriend can eat them. And he always shares, so she has an arm or a leg or whatever. So she is out there eating human flesh, but she hasn't killed anyone. So I figure at some point she's going to be walking past Reginald as someone goes by, and then Reginald's just watching us past the corner. There's all the sounds of violent tearing meat and screaming, and then when Polly comes back, she's just coated in gore, her belly is bloated, and she's dragging a human leg by the ankle. Because she just wanted to experiment. After helping her boyfriend kill and eat, she wanted to see if she could kill and eat someone herself. This is where the social awareness ends. They're trying to be social aware with each other, their own species of cryptids. She didn't even hesitate or think twice about doing that for a human being. She wanted to see, gosh, can I kill and eat someone too? So she experimented to see if she could. They may be social aware, but they're not us at all. So yeah, she eats someone, finds out she likes it, but not so much she really wants to go out and exert the effort to do it again. She'll be happy just sharing someone with her boyfriend. There's a lot more on my list I want to talk about that way, but that's fine, because I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me a comment. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count in American Sign Language, well, here we go. We have the Horror Files. Thumbs up. Thank you very much, and good to see you in the comments. Jesse Koskinen, I thank you very much. I get paranoid, so thank you very much, and always good to see you in the comments. Chief, oh, of course. Guarsuit, yum. Thumbs up, thank you. Jay, good to see you in the comments. Thank you very, very much. We have John Hedgehog Gaming. I'm going to put the link for that in the thing, so yes, I will. Josh Sanabria, hello, good to see you. Loco 5, and good to see you as well. And Saints Row 2 is awesome. I like that. I actually like them all, even number 4. We have Insignificant Nick. Oh boy, the fallout is still happening. Oi. And then we have Ben B. Good to see you in the comments. There's Lil T. Thumbs up and thank you. And that is it. 10 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated to get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people, if only for a short time, and if only in text. It is appreciated. So I'm going to try and get stuff done with all the pressures making it difficult to see what I can do. Arg. Hopefully you can get done the things that you can get. Let me try that in English. Hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done. Thumbs up for that. So, and of course, the various variants of the Covfefe bug, I was hard to say and I don't know why, are still raging. People are getting sick. People are still dying. Please take care. Be smart. Take appropriate precautions. Don't get sick. Don't make other people sick. Don't deal with the lifelong complications of this. Don't throw your body onto the corpse pile. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.